You have admitted, in fact, you have shown, I think is it Jamba Jamme?
Lamin Jamba, yes.
Lamin Jamba Jamme?
Yeah.
Yeah, that, when President Barrow said, I said, if I become president,
Yeah.
I will seize that property from him. And he said, Mr. Darboe never said that.
I said that, yes.
But President Barrow went into the public and said what I never, and said, attributed to me what I've never said.
Yeah.
So that shows that, he was misleading the people. I won't use any other language because of the high office he holds. So he was misleading the people. So he must be equally misleading people when he said, I sent somebody to him. I have a lot of pride. And Fatu, the acrimony, the hostility that was pervading between me and Barrow, I will not stoop that low and beg any favors from him. I will not do that. And he knows that that statement is misleading. Just wants to justify the unjustifiable. So I leave it at that. I won't use any other language but to say that, no, Mr. President was me. And I think he should really take his time, if he wants to respond to me, to listen to the audios, because I am very careful in my utterances, because I don't want to make statements that I'll find difficult to explain or to justify. And let me just, before addressing, let me just say, because, even here, Jamba Jamme said that Nawako Kombe Bangokel ungovernable. It is in this studio.
Yeah, it was at Ibrahim Adiba's house. It was my interview.
And I said, because then the government was behaving to us in a way. I said, look, if Barrow wants to trample on our rights, we will make this country ungovernable. And that is a statement I made, and I do not regret it.
Yeah.
So I conditioned it. I conditioned it. Yeah. So if you want to trample on our rights, we will not accept it. But the issue that you have raised, which I think is the important one, Fatu, my wife and my daughter never applied for land when I was a minister or when I was vice president. Because he said, with when my ally, that means Lamin Diba, so that would have meant that it's applied for when I was even foreign minister. Because Lamin Diba was removed.
I was the one who said that. They didn't say that.
No. So Lamin Diba was removed from local government ministry,
he was moved, when you went vice president, he moved to,
that's right. No. But, applications for land are always documented. I asked them to produce the applications because I read in another, in fact, somebody sent it to me because I don't go to social media, but somebody sent me some posting in one of the media outlets that there are 5 applications.
Yes.
One for myself.
Yeah. They said you applied for yourself.
For myself, my brother-in-law.
I think Fatu Network reported that they're inside at the Ministry of Local Government said there were 5 applications made for yourself, Mr. Darboe, 2 of your daughters, your brother-in-law, and I think
my wife.
Your wife.
Yeah.
So they told you they cannot give more than 2 to any family.
In fact, eligibility career is not dependent on families. It's not dependent on families at all. But what I'm saying, that all applications are documented. So I asked the insider in the ministry to produce the applications, because they said, I applied for those people. Let them produce those applications. And let them produce the applications that were made whilst I was vice president. That is why in Spain, I said, look, prepared, let this matter be investigated. And if my wife or my daughter is found to have acquired this land improperly, I will prevail on them to surrender it. I said that in Spain. because I know my stand on corruption. I know my stand on misuse and abuse of office. Throughout my life, since I returned from studies, I have tried to lead a life of rectitude. I have tried to lead a life that my children and grandchildren can be proud of. In fact, one of the early rallies in Brikama, I think it was organized by Lamin Jatta, then he was in UDP. The rally was organized by him, and I addressed the rally. Darboe, Lamin Diba, Alai Mosane, they were seated at the back. Lamin was the minister. Darboe holds an opposition in government. I turned around to them and said, Darboe, Lamin, those of us who are close to Barrow should make sure that we conduct ourselves in manners that does not taint him as a corrupt person. And I was saying that because I was having some information of people who were going to the airport then to meet passengers in transit. And I believe some of those people, could probably be seeing the president. I said I didn't want him to be tainted. And I said, because already you have a commission of inquiry set up, that is Janneh Commission, was already set up. Yeah. And there will be other commissions of inquiry set up. And you do not want to appear before those commissions of inquiry. Questions directed at you. And you start stammering, and you start scratching your head for an answer. I said, let us therefore be careful. And that is my stand, and I still maintain that. And that is why today I talk freely about the corruption that is going on in government, because I have not been involved in any corrupt practice. I have not been involved in anything unethical. Because there would be a very fine distinction between what is ethical and what is legal. And I do not want me to try to be drawing down those fine distinctions. So I try to make sure. I try to be like Caesar's wife. That's what I try to be. And that is my stand. But what the long and short of it, look, these are documented. Let them bring out the application that Mr. Darboe has applied for land. Let them bring an application that Mr. Darboe has applied for land for his brother-in-law. I don't know which brother-in-law that is.
Yeah, they said your brother-in-law.
I don't know whom.
Your two daughters.
I don't know who my brother-in-law, because as far as I know, Auntie Maya's brothers, they all have their own properties. Yeah, and Sally, of course Pa Buffet.
Yeah, Pa Buffet, yeah.
Pa Buffet has his property. So I don't have. If Pa Buffet knows his way around this government than I do, he knows his way around government than I do. So let them bring out the applications. And I think that will settle the matter.
Now,
rather than allowing people to be making, unguarded statements, some of them, of course, for cheap political popularity. I do not blame them for that. People whom you don't hear about, you don't hear their names at all. So they would come out. But what will settle the matter? Let them produce it.